Bu yıl çevrim içiyiz. 90 film, 80 kadın yönetmen evlerinize konuk oluyor. Sinema size geliyor. Ayrıntılı bilgi için www.kadinyonetmenlerfestivali.com.
Hello, everyone. We have an amazing film and amazing guest today. Emilie Mannering is with us, and her film JARVIK is also in our festival. First of all, welcome, Emilie, and thank you for your collaboration. And we are very happy to have you today here. I guess Duygu will be moderating this session, so here you go.
Hi again, Emilie. Welcome. Emilie Mannering is with us today with her film JARVIK is being screened in our festival, 4th International Women Filmmakers Festival. First of all, thank you so much again that you join us today for a Q&A session. And also thank you for your that amazing movie with us here in festival. So let me introduce you a little bit to our audience, your biography. Then we can have a quick conversation on the movie. Emilie Mannering first shot her short film star and won several national and international awards. In 2016, she directed feminist web series Le Brutes. Sorry for my pronunciation, you can correct me for that. In 2017, she was selected by the Toronto International Film Festival Talent Lab and co-directed her second short film, Mahalle Mass in the Rain. Then she's currently working on her first feature film, Tu me promets amour, but I can't pronounce it. So
that's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So happy to have you here again. Let's talk about with your movie JARVIK. Am I pronouncing it right? By the way.
Yeah. We say JARVIK.
JARVIK. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a very touchy and amazing film. A film about being a family, about sister and brothers, brotherhood, sisterhood, and the naive psychology of children, in fact, and teenagers. What was the main idea behind that choosing your topic and your main protagonists?
Yes, so, well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to meet all of you. The film centers on a young teenage girl whose name is Leah and her family. And the idea started with the scriptwriter whose name is Caroline Becker. When she was younger, she had a friend who had a mechanical heart, like the brother in the film. So Leah, the main character, she wants to grow up and be free, but like her desire for freedom kind of conflicts with the limitations of her brother, who has the artificial hearts. And the most important element for us was to show a family that stick together through a tough time, a family who is coping with death and mourn, and so how they deal with their frustrations but stay together at the same time.
Your style to tell that touch story is also affecting. For me, it's one of the most sentimental movie in our selection, in fact. So you have one female protagonist. Not the mother is not the protagonist, by the way.
No.
You have a strong woman character as the mother, dealing with a tough child and creating a suitable home for them to live. But the main protagonist, as you said, is a teenage girl. And I wonder how was the working with teenage and children casting, in fact.
Yeah, so yes, the thing that the mother, she's not the main character, but you're right, she's really like, she really wants to have a, you know, even though she's coping with death, she really wants to create a, you know, for her family to stay together. And this was really based on my family. My mother was my dad was working in another country, so my mother, she had 3 kids, and she really fought for us to, you know, to be together all the time. And, you know, even though it's very hard, it has been very hard for her, I think, but yes, it was important for her, and to work, for your question, to work with teenager, yeah, that was,
yes. And the other
and children. So they were the casting. It was their first time in front of the camera. They were not professionally trained before. So and it is my 3rd short film, and it is the 3rd time that I work with what we call non-professional actors, and I love it. It's a part of my artistic process, because they feel so authentic, and they really they have no limitations. They really they are free in the way they act. So when we started by finding the main character, and I love this kind of energy. And the little brother, I loved him with his hair, his haircut. I thought like, oh, this is like the kind of family I grew up in, a little bit like grunge, if I can say. And yeah, so we rehearsed for, I think, a month, every week. They didn't learn the dialogue by heart. We read the story once, and then for every scene we were explaining what was going on in the scene. And yeah, so they understand what is going on, and they don't concentrate on their text. And the French that is used in the film is very authentic French, like the French that we speak on the street.
Sorry, we couldn't understand the difference, or no, you
yeah, exactly. So
sorry.
No, yeah, well, that's that was the process with the kids. We created them like for each character, we create a kind of background, like who was their favorite singer, who was their what was their favorite TV show, and just to make them understand who they were playing.
Okay,
and,
so
yeah.
they ever improvised during that shootings?
Yeah, it's improvisation, but it's still controlled, because the scene has a starting point and an ending point, but within these limits you can have fun, and every take is different, and then it's complicated in the editing room, because it's kind of like you have to rewrite every scene in the editing room. So Yeah, but I enjoy this process so much. Yes.
Okay, as far as I understand that you had a test of directing that movie.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so one more question. Most of the people are not familiar with the term of JARVIK, as far as I guess. Didn't you hesitate to name your film with a medical term? Why that title, in fact?
Yeah, the JARVIK is the inventor of the mechanical heart. It's the artificial heart. We decided to name it JARVIK because for us, like, the whole family evolves around the heart. So it is the center of the family, because everyone has to, make sure that the heart is always okay. So yeah, when the heart is okay, the family is okay. And yes, so we decided to keep the name of the heart. Yeah.
I think most people, if they don't know the term JARVIK, they will learn that movie, and it's very touchy that they will learn that movie.
Yes.
Merve?
Yeah, for me it was very interesting and fascinating to see the most effective, I mean, deep feelings, all these deep and basic feelings are turning around this mechanical object. So the life of these people, the mood of these people is it just depends on a tiny mechanical thing, because it is a thing that gives life to these children. And it is it's like a process of negotiation, unspoken.
Thank you very much. I always like to hear, like, people talking about the way they understand the film. And yes, you're right, because even though death is like a subject of the film, but we never talked about death with the children. We talked about life and about how the energy had to feel alive. And you're right that it all depends on this little electronic but yeah. And yes, and if I can talk about the images and the artistic direction and everything, the cinematographer name is Etienne Roussy, and it was fun to work with him because he works a lot in documentaries, so he's used to try to find his place in a very small environment. Mm-hmm. And this is what I was telling him. I was like, you have to follow the children, not the opposite. The children are free in this room, and you have to follow them. Like, they will not follow you. So it was all like, because we were so attached to this idea of authentic and of energy and of life. so it was fun to work with him. Sometimes we had long takes, like 5-minute takes without cutting. And it was like the cinematographer I was talking behind him, but like the cinematographer was like moving around children, especially in the scene where they play on the floor and on the carpet. And yes,
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So because of all of this is such a natural movie that touching us, in fact, I think.
Thank you. And with the artistic direction, her name is the set decorator. Her name is Catherine Capelsi, and with Catherine, the idea was really like to create very small and hot, like vibe, like warm with the warm tones, and yeah, so it was fun to create. Yeah.
So your film premiered at Toronto Film Festival, am I right?
Yep.
It's 2019, as far as I know. Since then, it has been screened at several film festivals and won several awards. Would you like to talk about other audience feedbacks about your movie? That, as far as I can see, you have traveled a lot with the film, or the film traveled a lot.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
No, I didn't travel, but yeah, I mean, right before the pandemic happened, like a year ago, we were supposed to go with the film to travel to Sweden and France, and also in United States and everything. But then the pandemic happened, and we couldn't travel.
Short time that your first screening, then the pandemic announced.
Yeah, well, the TIFF, the Toronto Film Festival, was in September, I think, and then the film also screened in other festivals in Canada, in Montreal. It won awards at the Festival du Nouveau Cinéma in Montreal, and also, yeah. So, but yeah, it's kind of disappointing not to be able to, to present your work in person, but you know, you get used to it, and thank you to festival like yours, to who still try to keep cinema alive, and yeah, so I know it must be very hard for you also not to be able to meet the public and meet people, and yeah.
We want to host you in Turkey. We will be very glad. We would be glad, and we will be very glad if one day that we will get out of this pandemic situation. So, Mary, do we have any questions from?
Yeah, actually, we were just talking before the live streaming that she's having a new project, and if it's not a problem, would you like to mention it a little about it to our audience as well?
Yes. So we are getting ready to shoot my 4th short film in the beginning of June. It's a film also about a young teenage girl who develop who's kind of mixed up her feeling. She kind of developed love for her brother. So it's and it will still be very empathic for the character, and it will be more surreal feelings and surreal things happening around her. It's going to be the first time that I do this kind of genre of a movie, like surrealism. And yes, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm also writing my first feature film, and yeah, maybe shoot another. I'm also working on another short film that I hope to shoot next year.
2022.
Yes.
We all have plans for next and following years.
Yeah, exactly.
But hopefully we will be able to see your film again in our festival.
Well, I cross my
Both
fingers.
the short one and the other one.
Yes.
We want to host you in Turkey, in Izmir as well.
Thank you. I never been to Turkey, so I really hope I can go. Yeah.
I hope it will be your first time will be with us. I hope.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us, for joining our festival, for that lovely Q&A. Would you like have something to add?
Well, I would like to thank you. I know it must be a lot of work to create a festival online, and I know it must come from a passion for cinema. So thank you, because without festival like yours, also create a space for women to show our work. It's so important right now that there's so much things changing and happening that thank you for existing.
Thank you. And yes, in that point you are right. We also passionate about what we are doing, about our festival, and about women film creators, filmmakers. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We hope you can follow some parts of the festival as well as it's online.
Yes.
So, okay. Take care and good luck with your future projects.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.